I'm Amy from Doodle Dog Designs. I finally finished hooking this Christmas stocking. You might think I'm a little late for Christmas, but I prefer to think of it as a little early. I did hook this on monk's cloth. It's a little bit softer of a fabric than the linen or rug warp, and I find it a little bit easier to deal with when making a shaped object. I did steam press it after I finished hooking and let it dry. So now I'm going to make it into a stocking with a lining. So the first thing I'm going to do is take it to my serger, and I'm going to serge all the way around it, leaving about an inch or so of empty monk's cloth all the way around. I'm going to serge all the way around the edge of the hooking using the presser foot as my width guide. So I've serged all the way around, and now I'm going to cut the inside corners. So right here, and then there's a little bit of an inside corner right here. And I want to cut up to the edge of the hooking, but not in it. And then I have some wax paper. I'm going to lay out a piece and put it on top because this fray check makes a little bit of a mess. So I've got this stop frame, and I'm going to squeeze it onto these areas that I just cut and get both the front and the back coated good. And that will keep those from unraveling right there where I cut it. But cutting it allows you to turn it to the back easier. And I will let this set overnight so it can dry really well before I move on to the next step. The fray check has dried, and you can see it just gives it a nice finish so the edges aren't going to fray. And I'm going to press the empty monk's cloth to the back. I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to fold the corners in at an angle. And then I can fold the top down. And I've got a wet pressing cloth I'm going to use to help steam these down, and that will really help hold it down and in place where I want it to be. I want to be careful here. I don't want to get my iron on that area that I used the fray check on. I want to just go up to that area. And then I can press it with the pressing cloth. And there will be some folds as you go around the corners. I finished pressing it everywhere, and now I'm going to set it aside to dry. I'm going to use this red polka dot for the lining of the stocking. And I'm going to use this cream natural color felted wool for the backing on the stocking. I took the rug hooking pattern and I traced the outline of the stocking onto a piece of tissue paper I'm going to use for my pattern. And I'm going to cut out my pattern. So I have taken my piece of lining fabric and I've folded it together, right sides together, and then I have pinned my stocking pattern onto that, and I left a little bit of room on the edges here for seam allowance because I'm going to sew along this line. I could use like a disappearing ink or a Mark Be Gone marker to draw a line all the way around the stocking. I'm going to go ahead and pin my fabric together at a couple spots so it doesn't slip. I'm going to take it and I'm going to sew all the way around, leaving this top unsewn. And I'm going to sew just barely inside the line that I drew. The sewing is complete, and I'm going to take my pinking shears and cut all the way around my stitching, leaving about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance there. I will do a little bit different on the top, so I'm just cutting around the sides and the bottom. So on the top, I'm going to cut it just a little bit longer, maybe 1/2 an inch or so past my mark that I made when I was tracing the pattern. So there's no need to turn it because it's already the right way it needs to be. So we will attach it like this, and then this will be the inside. So there's no need to turn this right side out like you would when you're normally sewing something. Next, I'm going to take the piece of felted wool that I'm using for the backing, and I'm going to place the stocking over the top of that, and then I'm going to cut out a backing for the stocking. So to do that, I'm going to cut right along the edge, but I have my scissors at a little bit of an angle, so it is going to cut just a little bit bigger, and I might end up having to trim it down later, but I don't want it to end up being too small. Here on the top, instead of cutting it right at the edge, I'm going to go up a little bit higher and leave maybe 1/2 of an inch on this also. So I've taken some clips and I've clipped the backing to the front all the way around, and I'm going to use a thread that matches the backing. And I've got my needle and thread ready, and I'm going to stitch all the way around, not at the top, but everywhere else. So I'll go get under the monk's cloth here in the back to start, hide my knot. And then I'm going to stitch and catch the folded over edge of the monk's cloth and then get onto the wool, and then I will loop this over and repeat. This is a whip stitch, and as I do that, as I fold this over, it's going to bring that wool over to cover up the edge of the monk's cloth, so you can't see that. And that's why we cut the wool just a little bit bigger, so that there would be enough to cover up the edge of the folded over monk's cloth. And you can see, because I'm using a thread that matches my backing, you can't really see the stitches. So now I'm going to just keep doing that all the way around until I get back to the other side on the top. And then I have finished sewing this together. You can see the monk's cloth is hidden all around. And I've got a little bit long of an edge on top here. I will cut that off in a little bit. I'm going to take the lining now, and I'm going to fold it along this line, fold a little hem under, and I will press that. It's pressed under. And now I'm going to take it and put my hand in here into the sock, and I'm going to slide it into the stocking. And I'm just putting my hand in it to help get it all the way down in there where I want it. I'm going to hold it here in place at the toe and work on getting the heel down in there good. Then I'm going to pin it or clip it. I want again, I need this to be a little bit higher so that it will cover this empty monk's cloth. going to match the seams. So I've got this edge here and I'm going to match it with the seam right here. I'm going to try to use the clips again and see if that will work. So I've got this up just a little bit higher so it can fold over. And I'm going to cut the back off now that I can see where it's going to fall. Now before I stitch this, I do want to cut a strip for a hang tag here. So you could do it out of the lining. I'm going to do it out of the backing wool. So I cut it to be 1/2 inch by 5 inches and I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to put it in the back, on the back side between the lining and the backing. Right in there. I'll just clip that in place. So I have needle and thread and I'm going to open up one of my clips here and come up underneath so my knot's in the inside. On the front side where the rug hooking meets the lining, I'm going to do a blind stitch and I'm going to try to make sure that the lining gets pulled tight enough that it covers that folded over edge of monk's cloth. So on the back side here, I'm still doing a blind stitch, but I'm doing it the opposite, if you will. So I'm doing my running the thread under the seam on this part instead of on the monk's cloth. Made it all the way over here to where the hang tag is. I'm going to have to just sew back and forth. Try to sew tiny stitches. So it doesn't look ugly. You can see the stocking then is all finished and it has a nice lining to it. So if you put stuff in it, you don't have to worry about it catching the back of the hooking and pulling things out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.